meeting.
Recording is on.
If that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Obasun. Thanks for joining.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Hi, Nate. Thanks for joining. I'm Alexandra, by the way. I'm the founder. We might have met if you guys were at the job fair. I've just started to record the meeting and I'll wait probably another 30 seconds or so before kicking off the presentation. But at any time, feel free to interrupt me with questions, or if you're more comfortable, if you go to the bottom of the screen, you should see a little thing where you can turn off your microphone and turn your screen on and off. And there's a little chat box. You can chat to me using that chat box, or you can chat to everybody, and you can chat directly to me. And you can also raise your hand or express an emoji. I really want you guys to understand the platform and feel comfortable using it after the call. And also, ideally, in my mind, because you're my kind of early adopters, we call you. Hi, Abdul. Thanks for joining. I want you to feel like you can talk about the product to your friends and to the hospitality and events businesses that you frequent, and be sort of an ambassador for the project. And you'll always be really important to me, because, or to Able, not just me, but we've got a couple of our Able team members on the call as well, because you're the first users. Hi, Jay. Thanks for joining. I'm going to start sharing my screen now. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So welcome to Able, as I call it, the world's first gig work AI agent. And that's another reason why it's exciting that you're all here. This kind of product, it doesn't exist. AI agents, you might have heard about them, and we can talk about them in a minute. But they didn't really exist up until about a year ago. So it's really exciting that we can bring this product to market. Using AI agents mean that we can do things in recruitment and talent sourcing, or this is not a traditional job board. We can do things a lot quicker, and a lot in a more smooth way, but also in a much more precise and purposeful way, so the results are better, and we can do it for less money. So that means that we charge our buyers less, so they'll be happy and they'll be more likely to use our service. And it's my intention that saving is also passed down to you. As I'm sure you might have been aware, and I tried to make it clear, you get 100% of any money you earn on the same day. And you will, as a freelancer, you will never be charged to use Able. It will never cost you any money. The way I see it in the gig economy is that people like you haven't had a good experience with the gig economy. So I'm trying to make a change with that, and I'll talk about that in more detail. Here, these images here, just to show you what it is that we're trying to design and build with Able. These are your gigfolio, we call them. At the start, they won't be this full because you won't have. Well, you will get a founding freelancer badge, but you won't have badges and awards yet. Past that, you won't have the statistics or the feedback or the reviews. But I'll talk you through how you build up that data over time, and how you can start filling in your gigfolio so it looks rich with data, so that when people do want to hire you, they have this quick and easy way to understand about your skills and experiences. And hi everyone else that's joined that I haven't seen. Hi Cheryl, nice to see you. Okay, so this is the team that we've got a few other people working on the technology, but in terms of to face up to you, that's me. I'm the founder. There's my email. I'll send this presentation into the chat afterwards, so you'll have these, but you've got my number in the chat anyway. And Seb as well, he's on the call. and he responds as well in the chat. And he's our brand ambassador, community manager. So always feel free to come and talk to us. Just going to run you through a little cartoon to kind of bring Able to life, so you understand just how special and different it is. So this in this scenario here, we've got Betty. She's running a really busy bar. And she's got a queue out the door, so she gets hold of Able on her phone to seek support. At the same time, Benji, he's doing his personal training certificate there. He's also a skilled bartender, so he wants to monetize his skills, and he sees Able as a really good place to do that. So, there's Betty with 6 mojitos for Mutiny. She's saying she really needs somebody, and Able matches her instantly with a number of skilled candidates, and she picks Benji, who comes down straight away and saves the day. And they're obviously, as mentioned, at the end of his shift, he gets paid, and he can get paid 100% of his tips as well. Goes straight through to his bank account at the end of the shift. And as we can see there, his personal training dreams, and Betty is really satisfied with the work. Okay, so for giggies, that's you guys. You can create your gigfolio inside the app. You update your calendar so that buyers know when you're available to be booked. Buyers send you offers, right? You do not need to send applications. There's no constantly looking for work on Able, because of the power of artificial intelligence and technology in general, the automated nature of the world we live in. We can use the Uber model, where you get booked because you're available and you're close by, as opposed to right now, as this, this you're sort of drowning in the having to apply to loads of things, and then people who are hiring have to deal with 50 or 100 applications. There's no star ratings in Able. I really feel strongly, and the academic view as well is that star ratings don't encourage good behavior. The classic example I always say is that if your food delivery driver drops you off cold food, you tend to blame the delivery driver. It's the last person you saw, and 9 times out of 10, it's not, or maybe all the time, it's just not the delivery driver's fault that your food is cold. It's just the nature of the process, but yet the delivery driver might get punished for that cold food, and it's just not fair. So we have something much more around feedback at the end of every shift. Both sides of the trade are asked to provide feedback to the other person. So you as a worker or a freelancer would be asked to provide feedback to your manager or your the business that hired you, and vice versa. And our AI uses that feedback to help you in the future. So we'll have an AI that will extract information from that feedback and give you tips and pointers, and eventually training based to help empower you and improve you in your kind of journey with Able. And we're hoping as well my intention is to work with businesses to create business specific training in the future too, so that when you start with a particular client, you might have to, or you'd be encouraged to watch a 5-minute video that gives you that understanding of the client's specific needs and requirements. For buyers, obviously this helps buyers immensely. It's really great value for money. We're 50% or less or more of a discount than our nearest competitor. We've got these gig folios, which we're going to help you create in a moment, which really help buyers understand your skills and experiences in a really easy way compared to like 50 CVs, which is really hard to analyze. From what we were talking earlier on, Michael, about data analysis, the gig folios was definitely an attempt to harmonize the data in a way that's easier for a buyer to interpret it. We include public liability insurance, which is quite a standard requirement for freelancers working on sites, particularly in hospitality and events. And this our AI agent does this intelligent matching, which I'll just touch on in a minute. And here I just wanted to mention, you might have seen in the app, you get £5 for every buyer you refer that makes a purchase that uses Able. So, do as many of that as you can. You'll see in your gig folio at the bottom, on your home screen, I'll show you in a minute, you get a code. Any hospitality business, tell them about Able, give them that code, and then when they when they make a hire in the app, then we'll send you £5. Okay, I'm going to just talk through the agent ecosystem now. If anyone's got any questions, it doesn't seem you have, but just let me know. Okay, so this is a very detailed screen, but I just wanted to give you a sense of all the different AI agents. And I've spent a career trying to help businesses streamline processes and make things more technology driven. And AI is the next level of that. This idea of making things automated is very common and has been around since the Industrial Revolution. And AI agents are the next step in that automation. But what's amazing about it is that it gives the automation more intelligence than before. And we've now got computers that can be making decisions that humans used to be able to make. But that obviously comes with risks. and that's why there's a lot of concern around AI, and I'll talk a bit more about how Able itself tends to mitigate those risks. But we use what's called low autonomy agents. So our agents aren't out there making decisions. Our agents aren't saying, this person is better for the job. Choose this person. Our agents come up with a list of all, maybe 4 or 5 people are suitable for your requirements. So ultimately the buyer has the last choice. And our agents tend towards, they check data. We need to do your right to work check. So if you're a UK national, an agent does the passport check. But it doesn't go and make decisions independently. It's more watches, makes advice, and provides guidelines and coaching support, helping you to improve, and supports you in the app. So we've got a customer service agent there. So I just want to be clear that our agents, and you have the option to understand more about our agents at any time. I want to be really transparent about what they're doing, how they're making decisions, because I want them to be the best agents possible. I want Able to be the best possible version of this type of product. And I think the only way that's going to happen is by talking to our users like you, and getting your feedback on what you think is working and not working. So just to kind of summarize in terms of what's different, this traditional process that we used to have that you might be experienced with if you have used any of our competitor apps like Temper or Indeed Flex or Brigid, it's very generic. The requests that come through, and therefore the applications, there's a lot of them. There's very little quality assurance. There's no time to interview or to review everybody. And decisions tend to be made on whoever applied first and whoever's got these gamified star ratings, which just aren't a good measure of whether or not the person is right for the job. With Able, we've got this personalized gigfolio. So when you provide information about your experience, the AI agent can be really sophisticated when it talks to the buyer about what they need. So an example is, I'd like a bartender with wine experience for something like that, or whiskey experience, or private members club experience, that kind of thing. And our AI has this, it's called semantic analysis and vector search. And I call it vector search is like matching, we're looking for those words, matching them up word for word. And semantic analysis, I call it vibes. Like it's more about the words that are similar to those kind of words. So it senses the vibe of the buyer and matches to the vibe of the bartender. And then obviously we've got location and availability optimization. So we know where you are and we'll be matching you to, we're not going to match you to gigs that are across London. So we can be quite sophisticated. And obviously we know that you're available. So there's that, we can really manage people's time well. So I find that one of the things that's most broken about the gig economy is that gig workers tend to have to be looking for work all the time, even though they're only looking for short shifts. So you spend an inordinate amount of time looking. And that's where Able was hopefully going to really change that to enable you to manage your time better and just have more time and be able to feel more free instead of feel like you should be looking for work all the time. And then finally, there's that personal feedback element. So we'll be taking the comments and feedback over time and helping you improve off them and helping you show off your feedback as well. When you get feedback, you're going to get to choose whether it's public or not. And hopefully your feedback's going to be really positive so you can share it widely. Able is values led. We want to build a better gig economy for buyers. Our core values are be good, be fair, and be kind. So I try and flesh these out a bit. Like being good means bringing your best work to every gig. Being fair means, we have these transparent rates, and these rules are not rules, they're values, but I want to see them as kind of guiding behaviors, and these apply to the buyer as well. We want people to be, and you'll get awarded badges for showing these values. So clear communication is fair, honest feedback is fair. And then being kind, I've said respecting people, places, and the planet while you earn is something that I think we should all strive to in our professional and personal lives. And so I really hope that you agree with these values. I'm just going to really touch quickly on ethical AI because I know that it's probably maybe not so interesting to some people, but I think that in this world that we're living in, it's really important to talk about because AI is becoming more and more relevant, and we should all be asking ourselves, is the AI that I'm working with ethical, is it being run in an ethical way? And this is quite difficult to interpret, and it's open to debate. And I'm not saying I have the answers by any means, but I'm saying this is what Able is doing to be ethical. We want to be a trusted provider. We are mission based. We'd want to be the lowest cost or best value. We want to provide you training. We want to support with social mobility to help people get back into work. We've committed to trying to only do business wherever possible with people, with businesses that operate through with peaceful means in mind. So trying to avoid people involved with the Ukraine or Palestinian crisis, for example. We follow ethical AI guidelines from EU, UK, UNESCO, and the OECD. Obviously, GDPR compliant, and SOC 2 is a big American security compliance guidelines. We're striving to be compliant with them too for when we expand. And obviously we have these right to work checks and references built in. So we want to make sure that you are who you say you are, and we don't have people that are trying to commit fraud or work illegally on the platform. In terms of being ethical, we have human in the loop, which is really important. So we will have humans overseeing the recommendations that the AI makes. That's the most important thing. And I'll show you in a minute when we do the actual demo about how we've got ethical AI built into the system. We've removed the bias from the search. So our matching agent doesn't know your age, your gender, or your nationality. So it's really purely matched on skills. And we're monitoring any hallucinations, which is a risk with a lot of AIs. Less so in our case because we have quite tight guardrails in terms of what the AIs can and can't do, but we'll be monitoring that anyway. And I will be publishing how the AI algorithms make decisions. Okay, so let's get to the demo. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, someone's said something. Here we've got. Oh, hi, Cheryl. Okay. So once you've signed up, and that I'll bring us back to the web, so you can make a note of the web address. But if you obviously joined through the WhatsApp group, so you have access to the links, but you sign up and you get taken to this page where you either want to hire a gig worker or find gig work. So that's you finding gig work. And you have two options here. You can use the manual form and skip out the AI part entirely, or you can try with the AI. So let's give it a go here. So the AI is asking us to tell us a bit about what you can offer. So you'd say, hi. I have experience working as a bartender in busy London pubs and bars. Okay, so it suggested a standard job title as bartender, which makes sense. So we say yes. So how many years have you been working in the 3 years. It's, in that point, I'd say if you've been working a lot part-time, the guideline is how many full-time years of experience. So I'll update the AI so it says full-time, but that's what we're looking for there. So then the AI is saying, what key skills or certifications do you have that make you a fantastic bartender? So you can say, I am great at putting pints and remembering big orders. I have done my alcohol safety training and good at chatting with customers. And then it's asking you, what equipment are you proficient in using? So you can say, I can use point of sale systems well, and I can make a variety of cocktails. Okay, so it's asking talk qualifications. You could say, I have 4 GCSEs, 2 A levels, and an alcohol safety training. I mean, you might see that we have, I've just written that twice. It's asked the question twice. So I will fix that so the AI doesn't repeat the question. But this is obviously like it does happen in the early stages of building these things where there might be a little bit of tweaking to be done. Okay, so now it's asking you what's your desired hourly rate for bartending gigs. Now, the Able is set at the London minimum wage, so it will only get you. It has to be 12.21 or higher. But you can set your rate, and you can negotiate with whoever offers you a job. They set the rate, and the AI will take into consideration what you're offering and suggest, near to what the buyer is asking for. But it's not going to be the most important thing that the AI how the AI makes a decision. The most important things that the AI makes a decision on are when were you last online. So we obviously want to make sure that the people that are, if you're not making sure that your availability is up to date, and if you're not into the app, then when we would wonder whether or not, if you're not being responsive, then you wouldn't be up at the top. Though obviously I'm not asking you to, it's not a social app, I'm not asking you to spend lots of time in there, but just checking in to make sure that your availability is up to date, so we know that you are going to be available. And then your location is really important. Your availability is really important, and then the skills matching in terms of experience and actual the skills and experiences and traits that you've listed. Those are the most important things that the AI matches. But like I said, we will be publishing all the different factors and things like badges. They're not weighted very much in terms of the algorithmic decision, but they are in there. Okay, so the AI creates you a script like this. I am a bartender with 3 years experience working in busy London pubs and bars. I'm great at putting pints, remembering gig orders, and chatting with customers. I'm also well versed in point of sale systems and can make a variety of cocktails. I've completed my alcohol safety training and ready to bring my enthusiasm and skills to your team. I hope we can work together. So what you can do now is make a note of that script, because right now is the way the technology is set up. When the video comes on, the script gets covered, but make a note of your script and then you record your. So I'm just going to do a quick test one. Hi, this is a test. Okay. Uh-oh. Hi, this is a test. Oh no. Okay. Unfortunately, guys, it looks like I'm not going to be able to show you. Might try one more time, but it's okay. I can log in and show you my okay, that's a shame, but you've got the gist of it, and I think it's probably because I'm on Jitsi. What I might just do, hang on.